This is Tom Fox. I'd like to welcome you to the newest addition to the Compliance Podcast Network, the Compliance Tip of the Day. This is the podcast where we bring you daily insights and practical advice on navigating the ever-evolving landscape of compliance requirements. Whether you're a seasoned compliance professional or just starting your journey, my aim in this podcast is to provide you with a bite-sized, actionable tip to help you stay on top of your compliance game. Join us as we explore the latest trends from the Department of Justice, share some best practices, demystify complex compliance issues to help keep your organization doing business ethically and in compliance, and at the end of the day, more profitably. Tune in daily for your dose of compliance wisdom. Let's make compliance a little less daunting, one tip at a time. Now a word from the sponsor of the Compliance Podcast Network, Ethico.
In compliance, the value of anonymous reporting is undeniable. But with Ethico, anonymity doesn't mean a loss of connection. Our blinded, two-way communication fosters an environment of trust and confidentiality, encouraging open and honest dialogue. It's not just about receiving reports. It's about understanding the story behind each one, creating a culture of integrity and respect. Transform your approach to anonymous reporting with Ethico. Begin your journey at ethico.com/CPN, where you can book a demo, access an exclusive white paper by Tom Fox titled The ROI of Compliance, and utilize our free ROI calculator.
Today, I'd like to take a look at what could be termed a communications failure, what could be termed a compliance failure, what could be termed an internal controls failure, but it is a failure that led to literally deadly consequences for an employee, and that is the Wall Street Journal report of the death of an employee at Bank of America who worked multiple 100-hour weeks in violation of the company's policy. Some 10 years ago, the company was called out for its then no limit policy on the number of hours employees, particularly junior employees, worked. There was an employee who died, and in response, the company put an 80-hour limit on the amount that younger and junior employees could work. Well, the problem with that was it was literally enforced by middle management who instructed junior employees either to not report their time or to lie about their time so that the 80-hour limit wouldn't be picked up by HR. So the question I have for you is, what does that say about the Bank of America culture that middle managers thought they could literally overturn the edicts of senior management? Number two, they instruct junior employees to literally lie, cheat, and steal, not on expense reports, but on timesheets. And three, that the entire system of employee health turns out to be not one that's monitored or overseen by anyone, but is largely a self-reported system. So how many communications failures do you see in all of that I've just described? It is a horrible look when you are on the front page of the Wall Street Journal for having employees literally die from overwork. Now, Bank of America junior employees are paid extraordinarily well, and many feel like they have to do that type of work to justify their salary. But what does that tell you about the culture, and what is it teaching, most importantly, younger employees about lying, cheating, and stealing to get ahead at Bank of America? These are all questions around communications, questions around internal controls, questions around ongoing monitoring that I'd like you to consider from today's Compliance Tip of the Day. Thanks so much for listening. We look forward to visiting with you again tomorrow. This month's sponsor of the Compliance Podcast Network, including this podcast, is Ethico. Have you ever wondered about the ROI of your compliance program or had concerns with presenting budget proposals to your CFO? Well, I partnered with Ethico to write a white paper on the ROI of compliance and how you can think through compliance as an investment strategy. Ethico has put together a ROI calculator for you. Check them out on the website. This is Tom Fox again. This new podcast, Compliance Tip of the Day, will appear daily. And frankly, it's one of the most requested topics for a podcast that I get on a regular basis. It's going to be short and sweet with one tip with some takeaways that you can utilize to implement into your compliance program. If you've got a question that you would like a tip on, please submit them through our website, and we will use them in an upcoming episode. The compliance tip of the day is a production of the award-winning Compliance Podcast Network.